Morgan Murphy and I'm the 4-H agent in Elliott County. Have you ever had a button fall off your jacket or shirt? Today we're going to learn how to make a simple sewing kit and how to sew a button back on. Here are the items that you're going to need to make a simple sewing kit. First, you're going to need a needle, some different colored threads to match whatever you're sewing on, a tape measure, some pins, and scissors. If you don't have the items to make a simple sewing kit at home, you can often buy these at places like Walmart or Dollar General. Once you have the items for your simple sewing kit, you're ready to sew your button back on. The things you're going to need to sew your button on is going to be your needle, some color coordinating thread that matches whatever your piece of clothing you're sewing on. Then you need your piece of clothing. I'm just going to be using a piece of scrap fabric today, and then a button. If you lost the button that fell off, sometimes the brand will send you an extra button attached to your clothing already, or you could just go and buy another button. To start off, we're going to need to thread our needle. You're going to want to cut a piece of thread that is about as long as your arm. Once you do that, you are going to take your needle and run the thread through the top of your needle where there is an opening. Once you run the thread through your needle, you're going to bring it all the way down so that you have two strings that are the same length. After you do that, you're going to take the end of your thread and wrap it around your pointer finger, like this. Once you wrap it around your pointer finger, you're going to squeeze the thread in between your pointer finger and your thumb and roll the thread. And then you're going to pinch it and bring it towards you, and that's going to make a knot. Now we're ready to start sewing. Take your button and put it onto your piece of clothing where you need it to be. To start sewing on our button, we're going to be sewing from the back of the fabric to the front. This button has 4 holes, so we're going to be doing it in an X pattern. I'm going to run my needle from the back of my fabric to the front through my first hole, and then I'm going to go to the next one diagonally. I'm starting my X. Once I've done that, I'm going to go to the next hole. And then complete my X. You're going to want to run this through about 6 times to make sure that your button stays on. So I'm just going to do that really quick. I'm going diagonally from the top right hole to the bottom left. Then I'm going to go from the top left hole to the bottom right, just making an X. Do this a couple more times. Once you have your button sewn on, you need to go ahead and make a knot so that it will stay on. So you're going to flip your fabric over to the back, and you're going to see the thread marks from where you've sewn your button on. So to make the knot, you're going to pick one of these little fabric lines on the back, put your needle through it and under it until you've made a loop with your thread. Then you're going to run your needle back through it to make a knot. So we're going to do that a couple more times just to make sure our button is secure. We're going to run it under one of our pieces of thread back here, and then once I've made a loop with my thread, I'm going to put my needle through it and pull. Do that a couple times and pull really tight. Now I just need to cut off my extra thread. And now I have a new button sewn on, and I've fixed my jacket or my shirt. Sewing a button back on your shirt or jacket is a cost-effective way to fix your clothes without having to buy a brand new piece. Now you'll be prepared if you ever need to sew a button back onto your clothes.